The best thing that happens is when we go out and fans will come up to me and she'll be standing next to me and they'll be like, hey, you gotta have a boy, you and V gotta have a boy, man. You got somebody carry on the tradition, the legacy. She's like, oi, I got this.
So, we all heard of the plane crash that happened on Sunday, which left the world at large devastated, including me. I remember I was in the living room with my sister, scrolling through my phone. Then I see Instablog post a picture of Kobe Bryant, and beside him a smoke collage, smoke sort of photo, and I think nothing of it, to be honest. Then I see the caption saying that Kobe Bryant has been involved in a crash and dies and whatnot, and I feel cold and numb within, and I decide to quickly go to Twitter and search, confirm the news, and I see that it's actually true. And the next person that comes to mind is the twin, and I decided to call him and I asked him, did you hear? And he burst out crying. I started crying as well, trying to console ourselves and whatnot. Then later on, I come downstairs and tell my sister, and my sister sees that, okay, he has a daughter who really loves basketball and whatnot. Before I go into that, Kobe Bryant was somebody that we practically grew up with. My brothers totally love basketball, and I remember during his retirement, I made so much noise about it and whatnot. I called myself Pink Mamba and everything. It was an exciting time, seeing everybody really excited for him and whatnot. So I made a blog post on my blog, but most of you don't like reading, so I decided to do a video for you guys. And so through the week I've been pondering, going over thoughts and just thinking through everything. I see videos, tributes, and something that stuck was how excited he was to be a girl dad and how amazing he thought it was and whatnot. So I spoke about Gigi as well, and so we thought that, okay, Gigi was still there to carry on the legacy and everything, not knowing that she was on the flight as well. So when we found that out, it was like devastating. Then gradually the other families involved started to unfold, the victims, and it got darker and darker as the news got bigger and whatnot. So this video is about Kobe Bryant being an amazing dad and a girl dad, being proud of it as well. Really stirred up some things in me concerning the whole legacy thing, and this is what I wrote on my blog. I'll just read part of it. Some Nigerian dads should learn from him. Those who see the girl child as something that's past and like the girl child is an afterthought, a reason to pray for sons because we do not carry on legacy. I hate that thought, and when I hear fathers say this, maybe not directly, but with their attitude and side talks, it irritates my bones. How their daughters are put aside once they get married, and this attention given to their kids who are also your grandchildren. I should actually go back and say some Nigerian fathers, not all, some emphasis. The fear is, if I give my girl child such and such, her husband might. What a shallow way of thinking, and assuming the men your daughters will marry are selfish or have no intention of owning his own. You also forget that she would birth your grandchildren who need to be looked after too, who are also part of your legacy. Or wait, you forget she's also your daughter. I understand there are some son-in-laws that are actually really selfish, but I'm not talking about that at the moment. All your children are capable of holding your legacy in whatever profession you are, no matter being the first or the last child, or a male or a female child. If truly you want your legacy held and love to continue for generations to come, it can't be overlooked that these were young girls pushing for a future in the basketball world. I would like to talk about Gigi, who Kobe says expressly to be the one who carries on his legacy, but you see some Nigerian fathers who do not own half of what Kobe owned, or is not even as half as known. Sorry I'm sounding this way, but I get sick to my stomach. But think themselves wise for seeing their daughters as incapable and not legacy holders. This is very irritating and very uneducated. I'd like to talk about the video that's been trending concerning him. The lady that was talking about meeting Kobe, and also the video of Kobe talking about Gigi and the legacy and whatnot.
just be grateful that you've been given that gift, because girls are amazing. His third daughter, Bianca, was about a year and a half old at the time, so I asked if he wanted more children. And he said that his wife, Vanessa, really wanted to try again for a boy, but was sort of jokingly concerned that it would be another girl. And I was like, 4 girls? Are you joking? Like, what would you think? How would you feel? And without hesitation, he said, I would have 5 more girls if I could. I'm a girl dad. When it came to sports, he said that his oldest daughter was an accomplished volleyball player and that the youngest was a toddler, so TBD. But that middle one, he said, that middle one was a monster. She's a beast. She's better than I was at her age. She's got it. That middle one, of course, was Gigi. When I reflect on this tragedy and that half an hour that I spent with Kobe Bryant 2 years ago, I suppose that the only small source of comfort for me is knowing that he died.
So that's the clip, and it really struck me, and it was amazing to watch, to be honest. So this is very irritating and very uneducated. Here is the thing. Some of these fathers claim to be educated but still form tradition is tradition. What tradition? You're not living in your village. This is for some Nigerian fathers. You're not still tied to you don't keep your culture totally, but it's funny that when it comes to your daughters, all of a sudden you remember tradition and whatnot. Traditional segregation and ripping your daughter's hearts apart by making derogatory comments about the girl child and how they empathize with families that don't have sons. But when these parents fall ill, the daughters are called over and over again to look after them. I can overhear a Nigerian dad saying, did Kobe have a son? So who would inherit everything since he doesn't? What nonsense. He has children, beautiful girls, and a wife. I also saw as well that last week or this week, whatever, trending the girl dad hashtag as well. The Shade Room posted it. I think we were inspired after watching that video, and I saw that a Nigerian dad was featured. I think the man is Yoruba, and it was really wonderful. And okay. So many things to learn from Kobe and the girls on the ill-fated plane. Our hearts go in and out of grief as life continues for us. But for the families affected, there is pain, and deep pain sitting. I can imagine and can't imagine their last moments, perhaps of prayer, perhaps of fear, perhaps parents trying to assure their daughters that all would be well, perhaps saying I love you, perhaps thinking of home, tight grips of each other, perhaps to the Bryant family, may comfort and healing walk with you. Or to Belly family, my heart aches for the 2 children left behind. May healing find you and relief hold your hearts. I can't imagine. To Chester family, the pilot and the families of the other victims, may comfort find you deeply and sit with you. To the young aspiring basketballers and the world at large hurting, may comfort find you. We question God, but at the end of the day, where else can we go? If we go to anger, hurt and bitterness, we tear our soul apart. For the rest of 2020, we earnestly pray for relief and for each month to be marked with pleasant news. This is what I wrote on my blog. For the rest of it, find the link in my bio. I send my condolences to the families hurting, directly affected by this, and also to those who looked up to Kobe, to the young ones. Happy new month, guys.